Okay, so the party has decided they're going to help Richter with his drug mule problem and head into the southern section of Nordgard, kind of a slummy area.
Now, just so you know, guys, the person that I'm supposed to do the delivering to could be a little bit wigged out, so there's a chance that it might get a little rough. So just keep your head up. I don't want anybody hurt.
We will follow your lead, Katiara, but don't forget that bargaining with dishonorable drug dealers is a choice that we don't have to make. I am very happy to burn their house down for you.
The problem is that doesn't take care of the source or the guy that's doing it. So we've got bigger fish to fry, but I think this is something we need to come back to after we deal with, like basically saving the world.
So, do you rather just stay and then we bugger off, or else we?
I, 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 I think I want to try and pump him for some more information about that elf noble. That seems to be the source, and just exactly how much distribution is going on. But I don't think we can really follow up on it at this time because, like as I say, we've got bigger fish to fry.
I really think that the distribution of drugs is something best left to the city guard and not to us. That's not something we really have the time to be dealing with at the moment. It's simply not, it's not as important as dealing with the zombies.
Aye, but the problem is that he'll be trying to kill me and the rest of us. And then we've got that, and then we've got Goro going after me to get back at Tempus because he's a freaking wimp. And, so that's why I'm thinking, like I do the run, I try and get the information. If you want us to detour and give that to the city watch, I'm just afraid that the noble looks to be high enough up. I'm just saying, not everybody's hands are clean in our local constabulary, eh?
I get that, but I also don't think it's a problem we've got the time to deal with.
No, and I've already said that as soon as we take care of the run to hand it off to that guy, we need to get out. We need to finish in town and go after the bigger thing.
Yes, and I'm thinking that we should probably just concentrate on getting our business done in town as quickly as possible and then getting out of town as quickly as possible so that we don't have to deal with this until we've solved the zombie issue.
All right, so then do the run and then finish in town and off we go.
Yes.
You were both saying exactly the same.
I know.
Yes. No, I'm not sure why we're arguing when we're saying the same thing. Let's get going.
You guys just like to bicker. Okay, so you're just going to head straight to the address that you were handed, Katiara?
Yes, please.
I'd almost like to have someone else have a look at these tablets, but I'm not sure who I can trust at the moment.
Your mom was being really weird.
Yes, she was. And
I hate to say it, Miri, but it sounded like she was always discussing things in such a way as not to really give an answer.
Yes, and that's exactly why I didn't want to leave the tablets with her, why I didn't want her examining them. And I'm just not sure who would be a good person to examine them.
Miri, did you ever read the Assassin Diary, that book we...
And all this discussion is while we're walking through the city towards the drug den, by the way.
Yeah, it's a bit of a walk to get there, so you guys have time to discuss things on the way.
Okay, yes, I do appear to have read something.
Okay, backing. Well, if you had read it, do you remember him writing about a friend Yaereene who seemed to have at least some answers of the history that were maybe...
Yes, I need to track down this Yaereene.
Yeah, and I'd be willing to help you with that. I might have some answers.
Miri pulls out the book and starts flipping through it.
After you go visit my parents with me, right? Because
Yes.
you said you'd tell them I was useful.
Yes, of course.
Thanks.
Do you mind if I come along?
No.
Would it help if the full group showed that we need you because you're a good girl and very competent?
That might really help.
At this point, I think we're all in agreement that splitting the warband would be foolishness. So after we burn down this drug den, we should all go to Yaerene's house for refreshments.
We're not burning it down.
Tempus, I really don't think setting some random place alight is a good idea.
I agree. It's a great idea.
Tempus, you fixate a little bit, don't you?
Facepalm.
No burning anything down, because if you burn one building, you risk setting the entire city on fire.
Exactly! And we don't have the spare people to handle dealing with.
We had this issue with Miri earlier, so don't you bring it up either, Tempus.
That was when I thought the problem was smaller. That was when I thought my magic might be working. It's not. And
Tempus will sulkily quench the torch that he lit with just by using his hand. He's going to wrap his entire hand around the top of the torch and snuff out the flame and very sulkily say, "Yes, war leader."
now don't deal extra damage to yourself. My healing magic isn't working either.
You take 2 points of damage from putting out the fire with your bare hand.
Noted.
We have a lot to still do, so let's just get this out of the way. Keep an eye out for trouble while we down there. Everything like that.
Ryan, if I remember from last time, you say that we're going from a okay part of town to a dodgy, kind of sketchy part of town.
Yes, as you're walking further south, following the directions, you do note that the quality of the buildings and the quantity of the buildings are changing. You're getting into a much higher density area with a lot of rundown type of apartment buildings and row housing and stuff like that. You're seeing the people here are not as well off. A lot of them kind of either aimlessly drifting or playing games of kickball in the streets. You get the feeling that you're out of place here, and a lot of people are watching you as you walk through the streets.
Okay, further to that. One, I want to start paying conscious attention to making sure that we're not picking up any trailers or shadows. That could be the nobles' cat's paws. And also, I want to take a look and see if people are recognizing either Tempus or myself from the fight.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Do you mention that you're doing this? Because I can also watch for people following us.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, considering her probably looks like a soldier.
Yeah, and Ysmyr, you're familiar with this part of town, that there's often trouble here.
So she'll be paying extra attention. So would you want a perception check as well?
We can give Katiara advantage, say that the group's working on it.
Okay,
Sounds good.
I'll take the 13.
Yeah, I can't imagine why you wouldn't
Wonder
want the
why.
5. Yeah, you do notice, because they're not at all subtle about it, when they see Tempus, especially a lot of the younger people in the streets, their eyes kind of light up and they're pointing and whispering about him. Yeah, a lot of people get smiles on their faces, which you haven't seen when you first came into the area.
Okay, I'm just going to wait for my next action to see what other people's perception rolls are.
No, that's the group perception. So you're seeing all this, and it becomes difficult to see if there is anybody tailing you, just because everybody's kind of watching you now and seeing if anything's going to happen, anything exciting.
As they're walking, though, Ysmyr, having experience in the area, would just like everyone to know that you should watch your valuables. Tempus, keep a good eye on our purse. People might steal it.
Yes, war leader. And can I give can Can I give a perception bet around to see if there's anything interesting or anybody that looks interesting?
Sure.
Miri would probably be at least somewhat familiar with the area. She's probably come down here quite a bit to offer low-level healing, willow bark tea and stuff, making sure that fevers don't go round too much. Just helping out as much as she can to share out the light of Foltus with the poorer folk.
Yep. I'm sure that you've spent a fair bit of time here, but the people in the area are most excited to see Tempus because the memory of his amazing fight is just still pretty fresh in their minds, and most of the people in this part of town did go to see it.
Ryan, I am going to lean into that and start playing a song talking about how Tempus is going and seeing all his fans and how he enjoys his fans and how they care about and want to make sure that nothing happens to him.
All right, give me a
Let's turn this into a parade. Because absolutely, we need to raise morale.
I'll give you a performance check on that.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. I rolled a nat 1, so my +7 only makes it an 8.
Yeah.
Do they try and kill us?
No. There's no crit fails on skill checks. There's also no crit successes on skill checks. So Kate here doesn't get you killed in the slums. But people, but once people have seen Tempus, they kind of look strangely at the bard who's flubbing a song that he's trying to make up on the spot, and they then go about their business again.
Oh, well, all for the best.
Yes, I don't know why you started that in the... we probably want to lay low.
I was hoping to cover us, and then at the end do a big strum, and then send them all off happy.
Or
a morale
following.
boost is probably a good idea, actually. Tempus, you should probably wave at everyone as we walk by.
Tempus is instead going to flex to the crowd. Can I make an athletics check?
You don't really have to. You know how to flex. And you flex impressively, and some people clap, and they appreciate your fine physical form, especially some of the ladies.
Ooh, okay, yeah. I'll do as Miri says, and I'll glad hand for the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, they're. You're as close to a celebrity as they have in these parts. So, yeah, they get excited about it, and they go off and talk amongst themselves about how cool it was seeing you in their part of town.
As if we continue after that, just a note: Ysmyr's going to be paying extra attention to make sure fans are not following.
Yeah, nobody's following you guys at this point that you can see. They're just as you walk through town, eyes light up, and they wave and cheer a little bit, and then go back to their business.
They'll be satisfied with a little bit of a parade, and then they'll all go back to work a little happier.
So, is there anything else that you guys want to discuss or do on the way through the slums?
Not me.
I want to see if I can figure out where this Yaereene might be, but I'm not sure where to start.
Give me a history check. The name's definitely familiar to you, so it must be somebody of note in the city, but you can't place exactly where you've heard the name before.
So I have no idea where to start?
Not really, no. But if it's someone of note, you would figure they're not in slums. It's the best that you can do. Anybody else who is from the city, if you're asking for help for brainstorming it, can make history checks as well.
Okay, I'll do that.
Have I been in the city long enough to be able to do that?
Yes, you have. This is actually knowledge that you might have.
I have no idea.
Yeah, both Katiara and Ysmyr recognize the name as one of the city councilors.
Wait, really? One of the city council and I don't recognize the name?
You don't work with the city council. You tend to work with the lower level people of the city.
You're a spiritual and a cop level person?
Just not very interested in politics, I guess.
Separation of church from the state. That's what's going on here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I guess I can't argue with that because I don't know the names of like any of the aldermen of the city I actually live in.
There you go.
While they go, Kitiara, I'm wondering if when you reach that address, it'd be best if we hang back close to help and you go knock, or would you want one at the door?
I think it'd be best if you all hung back. If the person's a wacko, best I deal with it and get my butt out of there as soon as possible, rather than it just be chaotic in there.
If you did take a bodyguard with you, would it probably best be Tempus?
I'm not sure that's a great idea.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, Ysmyr, look at it this way. He can't throw the torch if he's going to be in the midst of the conflagration.
Yes, that is definitely something I wouldn't do.
I take it back.
In all seriousness, I'm perfectly happy to go with Katiara, and if nothing else, I'm good at intimidating.
Which is what I had meant.
Yeah, so we'll have you guys outside on the rescue crew, and I promise I'll behave myself mostly.
Actually, I'm not bad on intimidation. I would, I know this sounds weird, but I'd rather have Tempus outside with all the other ladies, and Ysmyr comes in because I'm worried that Gordo maybe have gotten word where we are. He may be sending people out to strike at us, and so I'd rather have Tempus outside guarding the rest, and me and Ysmyr try and deal with it. Does that make sense?
It does, and it's your adventure. You're the shot caller for it. So if Ysmyr's okay with joining you, I think that's what we'll do.
That's fine. Whatever works for Kitiara.
All right, let's do it, Ryan.
Okay. You guys continue on through. You get to the southernmost street in town. It's fairly close to the wall, and there's only housing on one side of the road, to the north of the road, closer to the city here, and it's really rough. And when you get to the point where the address is, you can see that there's a group of people, shady-looking people, hanging around outside, just kind of sitting in what shadows they can find. They don't appear to be paying any close attention to you or anything.
All right. I guess I wait until we're like around 15 feet from the door, and then I kind of nod at everybody to hold off, and I whisper to Ysmyr, I'll go in, you just wait by the door at first, and then we'll see how he reacts.
Well, I think I'll stand near the door so that he doesn't you have a surprise friend.
Sounds lovely. Let's at it.
All right. Let's do this, I suppose.
Okay, does it look like the place is open, or?
There's a door, and it's kind of hanging on the hinges. It's pretty dirty looking, but whether or not it's open, you don't know.
Okay, I walk up and I put my ear to the door first, and then I immediately, after I've listened at the door, clean it.
Perception check?
Clean the door or clean your ear?
My ear, that's more important.
That's what I thought, but the way that you phrased it.
Just the thought of touching your ear to the door is distracting you from actually listening, and you're like, ugh.
All right, I rap on the door, and then I push it open.
It doesn't push, but you do definitely hear voices inside now. With the knock, you can hear people going, shh, shh, be cool.
All right. So I take a look at the hinges, and did I make a dumbass mistake and push when I should have pulled?
Yeah. And when you look at the hinges, the door pushes open, and you see this disheveled elven woman looking out at you with bloodshot eyes, and she says, "Who are you? What are you doing here? How do you even find this place? Bruisers, we've got company."
Okay, do I remember what the hell the guy's name is?
Yeah, you would remember. You were sent to find Belshazzar.
Ah, Shazah. That's the man that I'm supposed to make a delivery to, if you know what I mean. And would you please remove yourself out of my way?
What do you mean, man? I'm a woman. What do you want?
Ysmyr actually laughs a little bit at that.
Look, I'm using I'm not going to argue grammar with you. Madam, if you would be so kind as to clear the passageway so I can deliver to Shiraz what I think you need more than anything else.
Who sent you here?
I don't know if I need to tell you that. Shiraz knows I'm coming. And if he doesn't, then there's something indeed wrong.
She! Belshazzar is a she, and she's me! So tell me, who sent you?
I'm not listening too good, am I? I apologize. Again.
Oh, this is good. Can I say again? Ysmyr is laughing. Oh, God.
Ysmyr, can you calm down? I'm sorry, that stupid fop of an elf noble made it sound like you were a man.
Oh, God.
Did you hear me there, Ryan, or did I miss the control? Or are you losing it too?
I heard you.
I'm just laughing a lot here. Yeah. Well, that just sounds just like him, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Not taking me seriously at all. I'll show him. So, he sent you? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and can you let me in off the street so that we don't do it so the rest of the world notice?
Well, first, answer me a question. What words did he use exactly when he was talking to you? Huh? Did you say he was uncomfortable talking to you? Ha! That's a tricky one. Did you say distressed or worried? Ha! One means you're going to be melted in the vat.
Do I just leave and go back and tell him you are being unreasonable?
Oh, yeah. You think I'm going to be trouble if you're not answering questions? You go talk to him again. He'll be right back here in the vat.
All right. He started getting all pissy and up in my face when I started trying to work my way out of being his little delivery boy. So I think you can recognize this. What I was supposed to do is, he said you were getting a little excitable, I think was the phrase. Personally, I'm just so worried about everything else that's going on. I'm not the best at my delivery of memory. So I'm supposed to come here. I'm supposed to give you this because I unknowingly took what was a delivery and let you have it. Is that good enough?
She snatches it from you and takes a look and slams the door in your face.
Well, that went a lot worse than I thought, but a lot better than it could have been. Let's get the hell out of here.
Good job, I suppose. Insulting the customer, but well done. Let's get out of here.
Ysmyr, I enjoy the sound of your laughter, but it kind of rankles when I'm this butt of it.
I think that was Yaereene laughing.
Well, that's certainly not her fault.
All right, let's get this all out while we're on the way to the next place. Make fun of me, berate me, and let me know all my faults. Thank you.
It was just cute.
The door opens again, and Belshazzar peeks out and says, "If you turn out to be a lousy turncloak, I can always toss you in the vat, right? Ha! Okay.
Bye.
Come here. I got a job for you."
I don't need any more jobs. I've got a bigger job to do. I've fulfilled it to the noble. You can take off.
All right. I'll tell Luriel. No problem.
He said that after I did this, we were square, and that was it. So there you are. Have to you. I wish you a good day.
Ha! You think that's how this works? Okay. Fine. Sure. Yeah. We're square.
Did he tell you were off the hook, or are you assuming?
Ryan, from what I recall, which obviously is questionable after my performance. This was all he was asking me to do.
He didn't really give you a lot of detail. He just suggested that you visit his associate, Belshazzar, that she'd partaken of too much joy over the course of her tenure and is highly paranoid, and that you should tell her that he sent you so that she doesn't do something rather rash. But
Like
beyond
put you
that,
in
he didn't
bat.
say anything.
Okay, so this is open-ended and something that might come back and bite me in the buttocks, but I don't care. I want to save the world.
Ysmyr, you can give me a history check.
Not very good at all. A 1.
You can think of several people named L'Oreal in town. None of them are nobles.
Would I know?
You can give me a history check as well.
Hopefully that's my last one.
Nice roll.
Oh, booyah.
Yaereene, you don't know any nobles named L'Oreal.
I share that with
Ryan, I'm just going to go and try, and from what I saw of the guy, from how he acted and all that, was I thinking he was a noble where he could only be like upper middle class?
He was very obviously a noble.
Okay.
so he just wasn't telling his.
That's the sense that you would get, yeah.
Okay, what's the chance that I can give a good enough description of his features that it might jog somebody else's memory?
Well, here's the thing. His features, as I described him, he was dressed in cloth of gold. His face was powdered and painted, and he was wearing a wig. So even if you gave a description, it could have just been a disguise.
Okay, with this information in mind, are we going to continue walking over to the market as we discuss this?
Well, is Katiara accepting the job offer after that hint at a threat?
No.
Or what?
No. I want to get back on track. I do not want to be derailed and put the city at any more risk, satisfying personal issues rather than dealing with historical issues.
Okay. You guys carry on walking towards the market. Which market are you going to? There's one in the south end here where the mule dealer was, but there's also kind of the central market or the upper class market in the north end of town.
Can we keep this to come? Because a drug dealing noble is probably a bad thing.
Let's keep it in mind, because I don't like that at all. And as much as we are pressing forward, I'm a little worried about Katiara as all the targets on your back right now.
Well, when you're this charming.
I suggest we report the drug dealing noble issue, for the city guard to possibly deal with. And I also suggest we go to one of the higher end markets, partly because if we go to the lower market, we won't be able to find as much good stuff, and there's more chance of running into Gorald.
He won't be a problem in tomorrow, apparently. But I do either want to go to a better market or Tempus, you are carrying that poisoned sword that the individual we encountered outside the temple with, right? I wanted to get that.
I'll hand it over.
All right, and she's just gonna kind of look at it while everyone walks.
Okay.
And a 22.
Yeah. You take a really good close look at it, and you don't see anything special about this sword at all. It's just a regular longsword.
All right. But it looks like a decent longsword right now. So she's actually going to pull out the elven one that she had been carrying and hold it out to Katiara and be like, "This one might suit you better, and I'll take this one."
What kind of sword is that?
It's a longsword. It's the light and power one.
All right. I do have a long sword already, but are you saying that this is somehow more potent or more magical than the one I got?
All she knows is it has the runes that read power and light on it. It's the one she took out of the temple catacomb.
Okay. Well, thank you for the concern. Ryan, out of character, do I equip that and put it in as longsword ?
Sure, if you want.
I'll mark it on the sheet. And Didn't Kitiara do a identify to figure out that the other longsword had poison, or
Not that I'm aware of.
when he did the stones and everything? I thought that was something.
No, he didn't do the longsword.
One of the higher markets would probably have someone who might be able to identify magic items, and or we can probably pick up some better quality weapons or whatnot.
Yeah, I just needed a swap with something that felt better.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That was very nice. Thank you.
So you guys continue on your way to the market. Are you going to the central one or the nicer one up north?
I was taking it that we were heading to the north.
Because
Okay.
aren't we headed? That's the direction of my parents.
That's right. Yeah, your parents are up by the northern market.
Well, we also need to hit the Explorers Guild.
Yeah, the Explorers Guild is more to the east by the main gate out of the town that way.
Are we going to go north by the river, which, if I remember right, was probably the most direct route, or are we going to go out by road?
Here, I'll share the picture with you here.
I just don't want to waste time crisscrossing the city 18 different directions.
So you guys right now are on that southernmost road, and on turning around the right-hand bend there, where the wall makes a 90-degree turn, and heading north along that road. So you'll be going actually past the low-end market and the middle-range market to get to the high-end market. And the high-end market isn't too far away from the Explorers Guild and Yaerene's house.
Just keep in mind, we actually don't have that much stuff.
We don't?
It's in the sheet.
I'm seeing 131 gold, 400 silver, and 1400 copper.
And that's communal. Everybody still has their own.
That's correct, and we do have a couple of presumably magical items as well as the gemstones to barter with.
Yeah, but it's not like a bag of holding full of it. So just saying.
Ouch.
Sadness is mine.
Yes. Those elven wine glasses will probably fetch a pretty penny, though, at the higher market.
Do you really want to use them for that? I thought you'd want to save them.
I'd feel more comfortable with that than selling the gemstones.
I don't think we should sell the
I don't think we should sell the gemstones. I'd be more interested in the glasses getting used.
We also have a fair amount of booty, the goblets, the elven texts and things, which I think might play better in the high-end market. So I think for the most part we're good to head there because most of our business is going to take place in the northern end of the city. It cost us some time to make this little detour for this wacky drug deal, but I think we're good to head back to the northern market.
Yeah, that's fine.
And my armor, throw that in because it's not as good as what I've got. I just had it and hadn't had a chance to sell it.
Okay. Does anybody have anything on the wish list? Like, we're going to need to redo our rations, but is there anything that anyone wants that they think we have a reasonable chance of getting outside of rations and outside of currency once we unload some of these items?
How long is it going to take us to get there? Does anybody know?
Get where, sorry?
I felt that we actually had a destination in the north that we were heading to.
Oh, Daystar Lake.
Yes.
A few days.
Yeah, it might take you a couple of days because you're going to be traveling through trackless lands.
So we take a week's worth of rations, more than what we already got each.
Well, I did sort of empty out the party's communal rations by feeding them to a bear. So, yeah, at the very least, I think we should probably get at least 25 rations will feed all of us for 5 days.
We need more than 5 because I'm coming back and we don't know how long we'll be there.
I was thinking that we are more looking at 35.
Well, you do have 2 foragers in the party with myself and Ysmyr, but we can do 35. We can afford that.
We're agreed on the rations then?
Sure. I don't know what's meant by wish list. I haven't really figured out where I'm going with my character. Life has been a little bit on the crazy side.
What kind of armor are you wearing right now, Miri?
I believe I have scale mail.
Does the chainmail that we got from the mysterious stranger interest you at all?
Well, earlier I told you that I had had a dream, possibly. I'd like to keep an eye out for something in the market, and clearly the elven one didn't feel right, which is why I gave it to Tiara. So I'll be keeping an eye out for.
No, the chain is not as strong as the scale.
I believe the scale should give you an AC of 14, and the chain should give you an AC of 16, no?
My AC is currently 18.
That's because you have 16. It should be 16 plus 2 with a shield if you have chainmail.
It also depends on dex, because scale mail allows for +2 dex modifier as well.
Okay, then it brings no benefit to you. I apologize. I think we're good to sell it then.
Honestly, the only thing that I'd like is if I could have something better than my padded armor. But, that's a lesser priority in my mind.
Well, let's get to the market and see what we can find.
Yeah, you guys.
I feel like I'm kind of ineffective, but I'm not sure what I can do to make myself more effective.
At hearing this on the way to the market, Tempus is going to tell Miri a story.
That's out of character.
Oh, it was a good story, but okay.
I think it might be good if we had money enough for some healing potions.
We have 3 healing potions. Would you like one of them?
Sure.
Okay.
Extras wouldn't hurt.
I think they should be in different people's hands, so if somebody's down, we hopefully have somebody who's up who can pour it down someone's throat.
Yeah, it could be a good idea to invest in enough healing potions for each of us to have one and have maybe a couple in the cart.
We all have a lot of things we need, so we'll have to prioritize. Just
trying to come up with what might be good ideas. My brain's not working that great right now, sorry.
As you walk towards the market, Tiara and Ysmyr, give me perception checks, please.
God, my rolls are crap tonight.
All right. Don't worry about that then.
Oh dear. All right. Well, rations, healing potions, and any armor or weapons anyone needs. Let's go get it.
Aye.
Okay. Yeah, you get to the market, no problem, and you can find everything that you need at cost in the player's handbook. What's your passive perception, Tiara?
14.
Yeah, still doesn't quite cut it.
Okay.
With Ysmyr and Miri and Yaereene, and I guess Katie, everybody but Tempus is a little bit more familiar with this town. So can they think of anybody that might be interested in buying some of the swag from the temple, things like Elder Morningstar's books and the fine china that we took?
Honestly, I think Tiara has stayed mostly in the south end of the city. Going up to the middle market might have been the most that he does typically.
Yaerene's very familiar with the upper market.
I was just thinking I might be.
And yes, you can think of several people in the market who you might even be able to get into a bidding war over some of this stuff.
But I'd have to talk to them. Can I point them out to the party, who those people might be?
You definitely can.
Excellent.
Yeah, probably.
Is there anybody here that likes music that might, if I can play, or do we not want to take the gamble?
Oh, you're having a rough day.
Busking tends to work better in the lower markets.
All right. I start strumming a tune, just exercising and doing scales just to keep my hands loose.
Could Yaereene point out a armorer, a scale mail, chain mail, and it looks like we have a set of leather armor. There's an old short sword, something like that.
Yep, there's full card. The Dragonborn is an armorer, and Illyrian is an elven weaponsmith who might be interested in that stuff.
All right. Well, might as well take these and get gold right away. Let's go. Who needs armor? Was everyone?
If you can find something better than padded that I could use, but that would require magic armor, and that might be a little steep.
Padded armor is the worst armor. Are you sure that's what you mean?
Um,
Do you want
for the
this
light
leather?
for the light armors, I was finding padded was better.
Padded is
No.
11 plus dex, and it gives you disadvantage on stealth.
Do you, Kitiara, do you want this leather armor? It might suit you better.
Well,
Do you mean maybe that you have studded leather instead of padded?
I obviously misunderstood what the hell was going on with that then. Yeah, I would equip myself with the leather, and if we can find something better than leather and sell off the padded.
Yeah, there's a leather worker here named Shalariel, half elf, and she'd be happy to help you.
Half elf too, eh? She
Yep.
cute?
Yeah, actually, she is.
Ooh. Do I live up to the stereotype?
Hey, I can wear medium armor.
Yes, you can.
Is a chain shirt the same as chain mail?
No, chain shirt is medium armor. Chainmail is heavy.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm removing my padded armor. If you want to put the padded armor on and replace that with replace the leather armor with the padded in the spreadsheet.
So she
Got
says
it.
she'll give you a gold piece for the padded armor.
But perhaps I could play an attractive business here, or would you rather just take the gold piece? Pay the gold piece.
Honestly, padded armor is. I sell a great deal of it. It turns around very quickly. I'm not particularly concerned about it.
All right, then I'll take the gold piece. There's the padded armor. Bless you, and you have a great day. Now, my question is, do you have any magical light armor?
She looks you up and down and says, I do. It'll cost you.
Oh, I'm sure. The question is, what's the price you're willing to quote me?
I could find a set of decent studded leather for you for 500 gold pieces.
500 gold? Or
Aye,
silver?
gold. For a magic set, it'd be gold.
All right. I'll have to see what all my party can come up with. Now, I'll be thinking of you. I hope you're thinking of me. Winks at her and walks off.
Okay.
Yaereene pulls you aside to ask about studded leather, just regular studded leather. If you could negotiate, if we think the party has enough for that.
You want me to do it instead of you, lass?
Aha!
Oh, Yaereene, give me your hand.
Okay.
Takes her by the hand, leads her back to the lass, and is, now, I have this young, lovely companion of mine who'll be looking for some studded armor. She's very shy. I would really appreciate if you were very gentle and when you're talking to her. And I'm right here with you, Yaereene, while you make your own bargain, okay?
She throws you the most panicked look you've seen her give so far.
Oh, welcome. Is it regular studded leather, or was he speaking on your behalf looking for magical studded leather?
Whatever's good.
The magical studded leather is very good.
Yaereene, how much money are you willing to spend? Think about that.
She is just panicked. I don't know how much any of them are.
All right,
Well,
then.
A regular set of studded leather I could sell you for 50 gold, or a magical set I could sell you for 500.
I don't have 500.
Well, do you have 50 for a regular set of studded leather?
Uh-huh.
Would you like me to fit it to you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Ryan, out of character, is there anything nearby? Does she have any of her wares out?
Yes.
Okay, as she turns to start fitting anything, Yaereene trips over and knocks over like half of the display and ends up on the ground.
Yaereene,
oh, no.
Yaereene,
I'm so sorry!
Tempus is going to start trying to put the display back to rights and is making it worse.
Tempus.
Miri will scuttle over and come help
Just-
put it back together
just-
properly.
Just leave my shop. All of you just leave, please.
I'm so sorry.
Dear, is there any way that I can pay 55 for the studded leather to make up for the discomfort?
Fine, I would accept that. And she turns and takes down a suit that looks like it'll fit Yaereene.
You did say you'd fit it for her. Now, I understand you don't want it to be near the displays, but you did say.
It'll fit her just fine. I have a good eye for this sort of thing. That'll be 55 gold pieces, please.
I turn to...
Yaereene hands over
Tempus.
55 gold pieces.
Oh, you have that much?
Yeah.
All right.
Not much more, but I have that.
Okay, so you've got studded leather now.
And as we walk away, I pay her 5 gold from my own wallet.
No, it was my fault.
Hush. She was being a bit of a...
Tempus is going to hit another display with his shoulder on the way out.
That was not called for.
The door locks as you leave the shop.
Now let's get our shopping done before she can badmouth us around to everyone else.
Ysmyr, who was standing outside, apparently, is what happened?
Okay, then Miri wouldn't have been there if Ysmyr was outside.
Yaereene hands her old leather armor and says, "We can sell this too."
You don't want to know, Ysmyr. We need to finish up and get the hell out of here.
So why didn't you sell this leather in there?
Questions that are wonderful and we'll discuss later. Let's be off and get the rest of our stuff.
Okay. Well, Ysmyr's going to want to go to the weaponsmith to sell the unneeded weapons.
Okay. So which weapons are you selling?
Ryan, with me handling the mystery longsword, do I feel comfortable with it? Do I feel it's at least as good?
Well, that's something interesting. You don't have the mystery longsword anymore.
Sorry for the bleep.
That's understandable.
I had it in my scabbard, and I tend to walk with my hand on the pommel, so I'm kind of puzzled.
At some point, you must have taken your hand off, and it's gone.
Oh, pox! Ysmyr, somebody nicked the sword.
How do you nick a sword?
I don't know. I keep my hand on the bleeding pommel.
Okay, Tiara, give me a perception check.
That's better.
Ysmyr's wearing it again.
Ysmyr, take a look at your
What?
scabbard. It seems to have bonded with you.
Okay. And she's going to pull it out and look at it and just confirm it's actually that sword.
It certainly is.
She's just very confused.
It looks like I can't give my longsword away if that's going to keep high and over close to your side, which is totally understandable.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
You didn't know.
Yeah. Well, at least we still had your sword. I guess we can sell these other ones. I'll hold
Now,
on to
this might be a little nasty, but this sounds like the old con, where you sell the magic item that disappears and returns to you.
I was just talking about the one where did that one go? The one she thought she took.
You still have it.
Okay. I mean, I guess I could just sell the one we took from the stranger.
I'm just saying, you could sell that, make money, which is what we need to provision ourselves for the greater good going out of the city. And then when we're a few hours away, it go poof and you have it again.
No.
That wouldn't
But
be
it's
very becoming of a
delightful.
soldier, my friend.
All right. I'm just thinking of making the more money and still having the resource afterward.
No.
We will call that plan E.
All right. I just like the sound of it. It sounds like such a beautiful con.
Again, plan
That's
E.
exactly the problem. It's a con.
But it's a con for the plan to save the world from the zombies. So, in the greater scheme of things, I think
Elbow to the gut.
Pardon?
Miri elbows you in the gut.
Oi, you do have a pointy little elbow, don't you?
Tempus engages the bear hug and is squishing them both together right now and says, "We are a war band. We are at war with the world, not ourselves." And he'll hold it for a few seconds before putting them back down.
I just sit there gasping for air.
Can Ysmyr try to barter for at least 10 gold pieces for the extra swords?
Yes, you can. Make a persuasion check, please.
I'll help. Can she roll at advantage?
Are you proficient at persuasion?
I am not, but I am proficient in intimidation.
But she's not intimidating the person.
No, she's just trying to get a better deal. If she doesn't, well, 8 gold pieces, some sword.
Well, seeing as how my bard ability gives me basically, I'm proficient in nearly everything, or at least half. So persuasion is full on, in that I'm +5 at it. So I'll assist.
Sounds good. So you can roll with advantage. Oh, God.
She did at least roll a 21.
Yeah. Now, Yaereene is not willing to bend on the price. They're just common weapons, and he's not interested in giving you any more than that.
All right, that's fine. She'll take the 8 then.
Okay. So is there anything else that you guys want to do while you're at the market? I think there was some armor you wanted to sell too.
Well, I thought we sold that.
You sold the padded armor, but there had been chainmail too, I think.
All right, and we couldn't sell it there. So probably go find Full Card and sell the chainmail and Yaerene's leather, because we got the studded stuff now. And we do need to get health potions and rations. And maybe sleeping bags.
Fair enough. He'll give you 27 for the chainmail and leather armor.
Actually, it's a tent we need more, if I recall correctly, because I think we had the bedrolls, but not the tent.
We all have blankets.
I have a bedroll.
Yeah, it's a tent we need.
Possibly more than one.
Probably 2 tents, and I would say 2 weeks worth of rations. Be safe. But anyway, the 27 gold pieces. She'll chat with him nicely and draconic and see if he'll give them a little bit more.
Okay, you can make your persuasion check with advantage. He likes the look of the chainmail, so he'll give you 32 instead.
All right, we'll take that.
So when you say 2 weeks worth of rations, is that 14 days total or 2 weeks for everybody?
I think if it's only a couple of days' journey, we only need a week's worth of ration each. 35, I thought we had agreed on.
Okay, just let me do some math here.
All right, everyone. Are we actually going to take the cart and the donkeys with us? If so, then I think we need to have some rations for them as well, because it is winter out there.
They'll give you the 35 days of rations for 28 gold.
I don't think that's bad.
No, I'm in favor of that.
Aye.
Right, and is anyone shopping potions right now? Oh, also, we had a shield that she would have tried to sell as well. We took it from the stranger. Appeared to render man immune to orc attacks.
I couldn't attack him as long as he was holding it. It's definitely magic.
He'll give you 3 gold for the shield.
Okay, we'll just take that.
Okay. And so you heard that it's going to be 28 gold for the rations?
Yeah, I think Ysmyr's already noted it. I beg pardon, while I was away, did anybody invest in camping equipment, like proper tents? Maybe
I was mentioning tents. We haven't bought them yet.
How about, I don't know if 5th edition has some sort of survival kit, like some sort of proficiency giving kit that will include flint and tinder?
Flint and tinder is in a lot of the basic kits, depending on your role.
Let me check it out.
I do not have it on mine, I'll say that.
I believe it's in my priest pack.
I have a tinder box. Okay. If we get a couple of tents, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I don't have that as a bard. I've got a candle, and that's about it.
Yeah, Miri has a tinder box already. So the tents, they're 2-person tents, and they cost 2 gold and 50 cent, or 2 gold and 5 silver each.
I'll buy my own tent, so I sleep alone.
You don't want to share with Tempus?
Well...
I mean, you two men could bunk. It's fine.
Tempus smiles at you very encouragingly.
You do realize I tend to spoon with the person I'm sleeping with?
Tempus nods and says that while that will be an adjustment for him, he is very happy to be your big spoon.
You see, Kate here kind of smirk to himself. He's like, all right, then, save the money.
All right. And do we three girls want to just cramp together? And
Yeah, I think that's good.
Can we all manage to fit in? I mean, I know I'm used to squishing.
Yeah, you can fit 3 people in. It'll be a little cozy, but you're probably also going to have somebody on watch during the night. So, there will be space.
So 2's probably plenty.
Yeah, and Miri's small anyway.
Okay, and that was 2 gold pieces and 5 silver each?
Yes.
All right. Someone who sells healing potions.
Total of 5 gold for 2 tents. And yes, we need to go get healing potions.
Okay.
Miri's probably the best one to go hunting for healing potions.
Well, there's an alchemist in the northern market named Clarion, who's a full elf.
Have I dealt with him before? Perhaps bringing ingredients?
Probably not.
Why do I get the idea that I would have helped make healing potions?
You might have with Yorl, who's alchemist in the central market, and Zorbak, the dragonborn, in the poorer section of town. But Clarion has never requested any help from outsiders whatsoever.
Is it worth it for me to run to the middle market to get a possible better deal on healing potions?
Is that Miaka or because I just want to point out Miri was very much about streamlining and getting going.
Yeah, so it's more Miaka trying to consider.
You've got a bard and a warlock who have charisma going for them. They could help.
Yep.
I'm also just tossing this out here, guys. We do have a fair amount of currency left over, and currency is going to be of very little value in the woods. If there's anything that anybody wants to try and make a play for, this would be a good time to do it. Like, if there's any magical items that you want, like, honestly, Ryan, I'd be interested in buying another bag of holding if you think we could find it.
Okay.
Yeah, a bag of holding would be a really good idea.
We'll do the healing potions first and then look for a bag of holding. Does that sound good?
Yeah, how much does a bag of holding tend to run?
You've never looked in the market for one before, so you don't know.
Likely out of our league.
A bag of holding is an uncommon magic item, and uncommon magic items don't really have necessarily a hard or fast price, but if I recall correctly, it's anywhere between like 100 to 200 gold pieces. So with the remnants of the elven goodies that we took from the temple, we might be able to swing it, or I can just wrestle for it.
All right. The question about the cost of a bag of holding was an out-of-character question, because I literally do not know the price of things in D&D because I haven't played enough of 5th Ed.
Yeah, uncommon magic items tend to range from 100 to 500 gold pieces.
Okay. Well, let's buy these healing potions and then work on offloading our sparkles.
So, Clarion, you enter his alchemy shop and you see that he has an assortment of fine glassware as well as potions that line all of the walls. Some of the potions are burbling away in cauldrons in the back, giving the place kind of an interesting spiced smell to the air. And he has certain potions locked up in glass cases away from everybody. And so you're just going to ask for standard healing potions?
Ryan?
Yes.
I stay outside.
Good idea, Yaereene.
Be interested in buying some of the glassware.
Actually, I'm kind of curious. Do I stepping in there, do I recognize any of these smells as the smell of the powder?
No, you don't.
Good.
Okay, so Miri, you were saying something about selling something?
Possibly this might be a good place to see if he collects fancy glassware, he might be interested in purchasing some of what we've brought from the Temple of the Sun.
Might be.
And I won't know if I don't ask. I'm going to go up and say hello, let him know that I'm interested in purchasing a small assortment of healing potions, and that I may have some things he might be interested in purchasing.
Okay. He waves to the wall where you can see a collection of glassware filled with red potions, and says, "Those are the healing potions. As you can see, they range in price from 55 gold upwards of 155 gold each."
Now then, sir. So now, have you no interest in maybe some exotic and esoteric pieces of glassware to barter with to drop the price?
He looks you up and down, seems unimpressed, and says, "I doubt that you have anything so exotic that it would interest me, but I will humor you."
I turn around to who else is in the shop?
Not Yaereene.
Ysmyr will be there.
I'm waiting outside.
All right, then with a great flourish, I pull from my back one of the elven drinking glasses and do a Vanna White hand gesture around it.
Are you doing this in such a way that you're adding a performance check to it?
Yep.
Okay.
Booyah!
Nice. He's quite intrigued by the flair that you give it, and he reaches out long, slender fingers and examines the glassware and give me an insight check. You see just the faintest quirk of an eyebrow as he's looking at it, as though he's deeply surprised that someone like you would have something as clearly valuable as these are. And but his face returns to normal almost immediately. He says, "Tell me, how many of these elven wine glasses do you possess?"
Well, seeing as how you recognize them, I think you know the value. And I don't know, maybe based on how fair and honest you are in giving me a price on that one, I'll let you know if you can buy any more.
They are certainly quality items, and old, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye.
I believe fair price would be a one-for-one trade for a standard potion of healing for one glass.
So you're saying it's only worth 55 gold for one of these goblets? Ancient elven relics?
Only 55 gold. That is a very fair price, sir. It is still a glass, and I must sell it. Only noblemen would have the funds required to buy such a thing.
Okay, we're having a discussion about how much I actually have to barter with. So you're thinking it was a dozen?
Yeah, I think you guys have 12.
All right. In that case, now, in this case, does having sets increase the value, or like one is a curiosity? If you could have a set of 8 to finish a setting for the entire table, would not bring more value to it?
The larger the set of identical pieces, the greater the value for each individual piece. Yes, that is correct.
All right. So how much for a set of 6?
I could give you perhaps 500 gold for a set of 6.
A set of 12.
Ah, a full lord's table. Whew. It would be a dream if you actually had that many, but I'd need to see them.
You do realize that I'm trusting you not to pull any hanky-panky and make this into a bit of a fight which could injure or damage the wares.
I would never bring damage to such a thing.
Just making sure that you place the value on it that I do as well. Thank you. And I ask,
This is the high market.
Miri, there's always people out for themselves. And no offense to you, sir, you are not one of them. And I nod and I give a tip of my cap to you for it. but until I can tell, I don't know. So I show the 12.
He inspects each piece individually, and as he goes down the line, you actually hear him muttering to himself and making small gasping sounds. And when he's done, he says, I know not where you would find such a thing as this, but it is a rarity beyond measure. For the entire set, I will give you 100 gold pieces per glass for 1,200 total.
I blink hard and I bow to him and I say, Sir, I regret any remarks I made earlier that you could possibly take as disparaging. You're a noble and a good man, and I am more than happy on behalf of my group to accept your kindly offer. Thank you.
May they grace the table of some that will enjoy them.
Now, would you like that in platinum pieces, or would you like to trade for some of my wares?
I think we will take wares sufficient for our needs, and if there's a differential, then you need to worry about rolling out the cash.
Very well. How many healing potions, either standard or greater, would you like?
Ysmyr?
I look back and I'm Ysmyr, war leader. You want to all come up here and finish off the deal?
Now you're calling me that too? Ugh.
It's kind of fitting.
You really are our leader.
Aye.
Well, I'll take a look, but Miri, you're the one with more experience in this. How many do you...
I think it would be wise for each of us to have at least one potion since my magics aren't working. And then
Ordinary healing or greater?
How much would 5 graters come to? One for each of our group.
That would be 750 gold pieces.
50, and 450 would get us how many? 100.
Any chance of a package deal?
I could give you 9 for that, and that is dropping my price by 5 gold pieces per potion.
I bow.
Sure, let's go with that.
Ryan, out of curiosity, is the potion seller wearing anything on his head, like a hat or anything?
No hat, but he's wearing a monocle.
I'm going to point to it and say, I want your monocle too.
I'm afraid that is quite out of the question, sir.
he probably needs that to be able to see properly enough to make his potions correctly. You don't bargain for that kind of thing.
Aye, it's like asking me for my lute or my panpipes. It's part of the person's being.
That's silly. People are themselves, not their material items. Very well. If you cannot give me your monocle, I will accept your pants in trade.
Tempus, no.
Tempus, why are you asking for these things? Curiously, I'm just bewildered.
Please forgive him. He is not accustomed to our ways.
And Tempus is going to look down at his state of undress and is going to look back to Tiara and shrug and say, I thought everyone wanted me to get clothing, but all right, I'll bow to the group's wishes.
I thought you had finally gotten clothing.
You don't buy clothing off other people like that. I don't think we need quite that many people. But the potions.
Tempus will gesture at the towel that he's wearing as a kilt, and
Yes, we need to get it to a tailor. We'll get there.
Now, good
Buy clothes from a tailor.
Okay, guys, can we,
Good sir, can I ask you one question, though? Do you know of anyone in this market that might have a bag of holding?
Perhaps a Chalariel makes fine leather goods and has a bit of magic about her and requests the help of wizards. She may have something such as that.
You have any idea what the going price in this market would be for it?
I'm not sure, no.
All right. Thank you again. I apologize for my strong-headed friend, and we'll be off.
I will trade you an axe for your eye thing.
Tempus? No.
No,
Tempus,
that's actually an
go
offer.
Tempus looks at the axe and looks at Miri, and he just shrugs confused and helplessly and will walk out of the store feeling flustered.
Ysmyr, I don't think we need quite that many potions.
I'll pat Tempest when he comes out.
Katina, can you take Tempus out, please?
Tempest, let's go for a walk. I drag him out.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. The
Yes.
potions. 9 standard potions and 5 greater is too many bottles to carry without a bag of
All right.
holding.
Well, how many should we get?
I think that the 5 greater is a good idea, but 9 standard is just too many.
Well,
How many?
then how many?
Just
Miri?
a moment. Give me a moment to think.
We have 3 already.
Right, we have 3. 5 of each is probably a good idea. So,
All right.
since we have
Then-
3 standards already, we'll buy the 5 greater and then 2 standard, and that will bring us to a total of 5 greater and 5 standard. Does that seem reasonable?
1 each for everyone? Sure. So if you have
Right.
no more objections,
Yes.
we'll finish this. I will finish this deal.
Yes.
All right. And then, so Ysmyr will take 5 greater, 2 standard, and then I guess, how much gold would that leave?
It's going to cost $850 for all of that. So that would leave $350 left from the sale of the glasses.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take maybe take some of that in platinum. And
He'll give it all to you in platinum, so it's 35 platinum pieces.
okay, that's fine. And she'll nod and thank him, and then go out to join the others. And she'll distribute as needed.
Okay. Now we go look in on that bag of holding.
You heard the man where
Yes.
we need to go? Cool.
Yeah, a Chalariel's store, which is where the studded leather fiasco happened.
But they don't know Miri and
Ysmyr.
Ysmyr. Thank goodness.
Yeah, but when you get there, the door's still locked. Peeking in the window, you can see that she is still writing her displays, which were knocked over.
Wow, she's slow.
Tempus tries the door.
It's locked.
Tempus tries it harder.
Tempus,
No.
it's
like
closed.
talking
We
to
are
a
not
dog.
shopping here.
Tempus looks to Miri and Ysmyr and tries it just a little bit harder.
No.
Tempus, let's
It's
go find
closed.
clothes.
Tempus pouts, following the group.
All right. We still have that wine. We might be able to sell that.
At this point, unless we have something really pressing to find, we need to decide what we're doing. Our supply, like if we have mule food and stuff, I don't know what to pick up if can't get a bag of holding yet.
Well, the bag of holding was a wish item, not a need item. So I don't think we need to do anything else other than turn it aside. Now, to the east was what?
The Explorers Guild.
And why did we want to go there?
Tempest has wanted to go there since the start of the campaign.
I'm almost tempted to split the party at this point.
No.
Boys to the Explorers Guild and have the girls go up to Yaerene's place.
'Cause we're not going to get a lot done if we don't.
Tempus is in no real rush to see the Explorers Guild, so why don't we just head to Yaerene's house and we can see how much time is left in the day after.
Well, first we're getting clothes for Tempus.
Before going to the parents, yes.
You said it's 4 in the afternoon, Ryan?
It's late in the afternoon. Yeah, it's getting close to dinner time at this point. For common clothes, it'll be 6 silver pieces for Tempest.
Tempus is determined to handle this himself, so before the rest of the group can intervene, he is walking up to the tailor and saying, "I demand clothing in exchange for the local currency."
Yeah.
Yuri's going to wait outside the shop.
Yeah, they find a suit of clothing that is fairly common looking, and offer it to you for 6 silver pieces.
Foolishness. I will give you a gold.
Oh, thank you very much.
Sure.
And I turn back to Ysmyr and say, I bartered, and I think I won.
No, you lost, but that's your own fault, so let's go.
I'll follow, happy that I have clothing.
Okay. So you're all heading up to Yaerene's house now?
Yaereene is noticeably mildly lagging behind. She'll point the way, but she's not leading the charge.
Miri will lag behind to walk next to Yaereene.
All right.
Do we make it there uneventfully?
Yes, yeah, nothing happens on the way there. It's dinner time by the time you arrive. There's a couple of guards standing outside the front doors. You know them, of course, because they're soldiers that
My
your family...
guards?
Yeah, they're soldiers that your family employs. And as soon as they see you, their eyes widen and they go a little bit pale.
Do I know any of them well enough? She avoids her family. She avoids notice as a general rule. Are any of these friendly enough with her that they would be somebody she could talk to, or no?
They're definitely employees of your family, not friends. Knowing you as I do, I don't think you probably talked to them and got to know them all that well.
Fair enough. Does she know names?
Maybe. Give me just a standard charisma. Give me a charisma save.
Oh God, I've got a -3.
Yeah, being socially awkward has its negatives.
She's got
Now,
no clue.
you don't know their names. You don't even really recognize their faces. They're like a little bit familiar, but usually you're looking down at the floor anytime you're near them.
Are my parents at dinner?
Yes, Lady Yaereene. I'm quite certain they would be happy if you interrupted.
Very well, thank you. She'll lead towards the dining hall.
Okay. Yeah, there's an accompaniment of staff going in and out of the dining hall as you arrive, and they all bow or curtsy to you as you pass. They make as little eye contact with you as you do with most people, and you arrive at the dining hall to find your mother and father sitting at supper.
She is walking closer and closer to Ysmyr the closer we get to the dining hall. Ysmyr's probably finding it a little awkward.
A bit, but she's also going to be like,
No, they know now. Or they will. So
All
she
right.
enters the dining room with the party. She doesn't go further. She just enters and stands there.
Your father is staring fixedly at his steak and putting a great deal of effort into not looking at you. You can see the scowl on his face. Your mother stands up, also scowling, and says, Yaereene, where have you been?
Helping. There's dead things and forests, and I was helping.
You embarrassed your father with the Demolines and then traipse around with strangers? Are these the people you've been traveling with?
Oi! Enough of that.
Don't oi me!
I will, because this is a good
Guards!
gift that's making a difference. You
Immediately the
need
guards
to
come into the room
recognize
and
it.
drag Kaetiara out.
No, don't take him.
Question, are the guards bearing weapons or are they just laying hands on my elf?
They're laying hands on your elf, but they do have weapons as well.
Laying hand on a guard. Do you want a grapple check?
Yep.
Oh no.
I am not taking being grappled and dragged quietly either. I would contest
Sorry,
that.
add 5 to that. 23 to take a guard into a grapple. And I'm sorry, guys, I gotta step away. I'll be right back.
Well, first off, I think I should get a chance to fight off the grapple.
You do. You do it at disadvantage because there's 2 of them.
Yep, fair. Let's control.
Miri steps away from the guards and closer to Yaereene.
That's strength, isn't it, for grapple? Or acrobatics or athletics?
It's athletics or acrobatics to resist.
Okay, I will take the favorable.
Okay, so the 2 guards grab you, and you try to wriggle free to no avail, and they start to drag you out of the dining hall when Tempus steps in and grabs one of the guards bodily and drags him to the floor. So there's only one guard on you now. If you would like to make another contested check.
Yaerene's just screaming, "No, stop!"
That's just straight up, not at disadvantage.
Okay, can you re-roll, please? Okay, you managed to wriggle free from the guard who draws steel. And
Listen, don't be a fool.
Stop! Let us explain.
We're trying to talk.
More guards
we
are
don't
coming.
Need armor.
I'm back.
We're trying to talk. There's no need to draw weapons, you damn fool.
He's drawn steel on you anyway and says, "The Lady Sonyorella has ordered you to leave her presence. Leave immediately."
Let me leave under my own damn power, you. And as for the lady, that's a title, not a fact.
Ooh.
He swings at you and misses.
Kitiara, out.
I was heading out and I ducked and I threw some obscene gestures at the asshole as I step outside.
He's continuing to follow you to ensure that you leave the premises.
Yaereene is just bright red and blotchy right now, clearly on the verge of tears.
Your mother says, "Are these truly the types of people that you would bring into our home?"
I wanted to let you know where I was.
Yaereene has been assisting in an investigation to the happenings outside of the city. She is a valuable asset and is going to continue helping us.
What kind of check do you want to make with that?
Make it an intimidation and I'll help you.
Sure, I have proficiency in that.
Miri's gonna step up close to Yaereene and give her support in that she'll grab Yaerene's hand and lace her fingers through.
Oh, she will cling to you like glue.
Yes, just, and I'm here for you. I am here to support.
You see that Yaerene's mother is startled by your addressing her, Ysmyr, and she does a quick look and notices that you wear a badge and are part of the town guard, and she appears uncertain. I wouldn't say frightened, but she at least speaks to you with a respectful tone and says, "I'm sorry, town guardsman. I did not notice that someone of your station accompanied my daughter. Obviously, I offer you my apologies, but Yaerene's place is in the home. She made a terrible mistake that embarrassed her father, and she was not given permission to leave."
She is a woman grown.
Tempus.
Why does she require your permission?
Oh, no, you're still wrestling one of the guards, and other guards are coming to take you out bodily.
Okay, then I'm going to rage so I can continue to do so at advantage.
Okay, but it would have been at disadvantage because there's multiple of them, so just roll regular. Gah. Okay, you're managing to hold your own 3-1 in the hallway, and the guards have closed the door between you and the dining room. So yeah, that's going on.
You can't handle the orc!
Ysmyr is going to let out a slow breath and look to Mother and, sorry, just getting my word. I understand your hastiness, but I don't know what Yaereene did. But right now, she is a asset I'm not going to let step away from the investigation that I've been assigned to. And if that means I need to conscript her, I will.
Sonyorella opens her mouth to speak, but her father holds up a hand. He dabs his mouth with a white napkin and says, "Take her then, and see that she doesn't return. I have no daughter."
And Yaereene bursts into sobs and just falls to the floor.
Miri's going to pull her close and just whisper comfort to her. "That's okay. You still have a family. You have us. We will be your family. You're going to be fine. I promise."
Yaereene just doesn't even respond.
Come on, let's go. Come on, we'll find some tea and get some food in you, and we'll get ready to go. Come on, let's get out of here.
She'll
These
follow
people
Miri.
clearly do not value you the way that you are meant to be valued. We value you. Please come with us. Come on, let's go find some delicious food in good company.
She'll trail tearfully after Miri wherever Miri goes. She has no clue where we're going.
All right. We'll go find a tavern with some good food.
So the guards open the door for you, and you see Tempus is still wrestling mightily with the house guards. Tempus, can you give me... Oh, he's AFK. Okay, I'm just going to say that they managed to get 6-1 odds on him and lift him up and drag him out. He still lands a few punches on them on the way out, but he gets thrown out after Yaereene, and the rest of you can leave without having to battle the guards.
As soon as the last of us is out of there, I call and I say, "A pox upon your house for not caring about what's important."
Ysmyr's going to wait until the other two women have left, and she will just give a curt bow to the Lord and Lady and step out.
Okay. So you're all out of the manor now and off the grounds. And what are you going to do now?
Go find dinner.
I dust myself off and I just start trying to play some calming music because I am so furious that I just want to go back in there and just lay waste to that house.
Ysmyr's going to go to Yaereene, and I'm sorry that didn't go well, but you have a place to stay. Miri's, we'll figure this out.
I couldn't be what they wanted, and I just wanted to make them proud, and I can do this, and I thought maybe...
Yaereene, you're doing the right thing.
There's a difference doing what they want because it makes them happy. Would you have been happy trying for their approval?
That's all I've ever spent my life doing, and I'm never good enough.
I think you're good enough.
Clearly, they're blind.
I want you helping us.
Aye, you're worth it.
It's time to worry about making you happy. Yes?
She can't stop crying, so she'll just look at you and shrug. She'll follow wherever we're going next, but she's still crying in the streets.
Here's what I'm thinking. I don't know about the rest of you, but it's too late for us to leave the city tonight. I think we should get to a cottage where we can store anything that we don't want to take with us to the lake and just some time for...
Does my performance make any difference? Does it start calming Yaereene down?
I don't think anything is going to calm Yaereene right now.
She might be crying quieter.
Well, either we pick up dinner at a tavern or we pick up ingredients to make dinner.
Well, I do have a bit of a touch at cooking.
And I could certainly make good tea.
Okay. So you guys can pick up supplies for dinner for a gold piece in the market on the way to Ysmyr's place. No problem.
I asked Yaereene if she'd like to help me make supper.
Whatever you want me to do.
But would you enjoy doing it, dear?
Whatever you'd like.
I would love to have your company and help in dinner.
Okay.
All right. I think the last thing we had left was that Yaereene. And you said they're on the council?
Yes, and you know the council would be shut down for the night at this point.
So we'll have to stop by there in the morning.
Just to make sure everybody remembers, Grodar said that he was going to come after me, and I don't think we've been too subtle today, so I think we need to keep good watches through the night.
All right, then you've just volunteered yourself for first watch.
On the way, you do pass the Temple of Torm as well.
Oh, I want to stop by in there and just kind of check in with people.
Yeah, they are frantic, is the good word for it.
Okay, I'm going to have a bit of a chat with some of the clerics, see what they can tell me about what's been happening with their powers?
They tell you that some of, especially the lower ranking clerics in the temple, have not been receiving Torm's blessings recently. The people higher up in the church still tend to have at least some power. They're certainly not getting their full allotment of spell slots, to use the gaming terms. They're certainly distressed about the failing, especially knowing what's happened with Palor and Foltus.
How does this line up with the way that the failing has happened with the others?
It's exactly the same. It starts off slowly with clerics starting to get fewer spell slots, and eventually they get no response from the god whatsoever.
Okay, so this is just the same thing spreading. I will give them my reassurance that I am looking into it the best that I can, and I will keep them in my prayers. Yes, I realize that's not very encouraging.
Yeah, they don't draw any encouragement from that at all, knowing that you are a follower of Foltus and have no powers yourself. If anything, your presence makes them feel even worse, like the end is nigh.
Well, I reassure them that I am doing my best to look into the origin of the problem, and hopefully we'll be able to bring the gods back.
What do you mean you're looking into the origin of the problem?
The zombies. I think that's why the gods are tangled up in fighting something undead, and I think that's why the attention has been drawn away from us. So I'm going to look into it. We're going up to the Daystar Lake, and we're going to see if we can find a weapon that's better for fighting this.
Well, then they wish you luck with that, but they're not hopeful at this point in time.
I'm sorry. I really wish I could give you something better, but that's all I've got right now. And then I will bow and make my way back out to the rest of the party.
Okay. And you continue on to Ysmyr's house.
All right. Do we just start settling in and start cooking the meal then, or?
Yeah, you guys cook the meal. No problem. Settle in for the night. You'd mentioned that you're going to set a watch.
Yeah, and just like Miri tried to punish me with, I gladly take the first watch. But during the meal, I'm trying to make as much contact as I can with Yaereene, trying to reassure her, encourage her, praise her for the help that she's giving me. It doesn't matter if she's like just doing crap. I just want to give positive encouragement and feedback that can try and mend some of the horrible things her parents said.
Okay. Yaereene, he's being extremely gentle and kind with you the entire time. I'm not sure if that has any effect with you or not. You can let us know.
Not much, but like she's not smiling and laughing, but she'll do whatever task he sets her to.
Okay.
Once he's mirrored, sure everyone's at least settled and doing something, she's just going to kind of sit aside and she might take some time to study the sword a little longer now that it apparently magically appears back in her thing.
Now that it likes you.
Sheath. Yeah, apparently because it likes her. She's just going to take a longer look at it for a while.
I want to do an identify on it, and I'll do it as a cast instead of a ritual because we're about to do a long rest. So,
what's the difference between cast and ritual?
Cast, I can do it in 1 minute. Ritual means I need to take 10 minutes, I think, if not longer.
What's the benefit to doing it as a ritual then?
You don't use up a spell slot.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Okay. You cast the identify spell on it, and there is no magic.
No magic, but it still returns to her from me.
Yeah. Ain't that
Well, that was eloquent.
Well, she's gonna sit with it for a little bit just because that weirded her out. And she's kind of letting everyone just kind of I guess, settle in her cabin. So,
Okay, does anybody else have anything they're going to do before we bunk and do watches?
if other than anything that we don't need being unloaded from the cart and stored away, that's about it.
Is anyone still injured?
Yeah, because I still have a lot of healing that I can do.
No, we had a few days of healing before we got back to town.
So, sorry guys, catch me up. How did the conversation with Yaereene's parents end? I'm assuming that everybody is friends
Poorly.
and Yaereene is back in the will?
It was not stellar.
Let's put it this way. Her father basically disowned her, kicked us all out, and Yaereene is a sobbing wreck that I'm trying to give some value to, but I'm succeeding about as well as I am with my rolls tonight.
Okay, in that case, Tempus does have something he'd like to do before bed. He's just going to quietly leave the house and go out for a walk.
Oh, good.
Holy
Oh, goodness.
I am going to run after Tempus.
And Tempus is walking back to Yaereene's manse.
Tempus, it's not worth it. You'll get the whole city against us. Come back, you damn fool.
Tempus is just going to give Richter a small smile and say, "Please, Katiara, trust me."
Oh, man, you make it so difficult. All right. I'm going to use persuasion on him to convince him that it's best to leave them alone until we have a chance to finish our own quest and not potentially cause any more complications.
No, you can't roll opposed rolls against other players using skill checks.
I was afraid you'd say that, you bugger. Okay.
You have to actually convince him as like the character.
Way harder.
Well, yeah. All right. Look. Am I not your hype master? Have I not steered you right? Have I not given you the credit and the recognition the city needs to have of you as a person?
You have, but
Then listen to me now.
however,
No. What you need to do is listen to me now. If you do this, you'll totally destroy your reputation. Your name will be mud, and you'll be lower than anything. Yaereene can cope. She will recover. She'll be stronger. She'll be her own person. This was painful but necessary. Punishing them for being idiots is not the answer. The answer is us going off and healing her, showing her worth, and making her realize her value, not by damaging them, but enhancing her. Come on!
I agree with all of that, and there will be no punishment tonight.
Then let's go back.
I'm sorry, but I cannot. Declarations of war cannot wait.
Oy. Do you realize that the declaration of war will just make everything that I said shouldn't happen, and not... Oh, I'm not saying another damn thing or you'll take it further.
Please, Katiara, trust me and bear witness to my actions.
Well, there needs to be somebody to pick up the wreckage.
And I'm going to walk over to the Yaereene's house.
Okay, it takes you a while to get back there again. It's full night. What are you doing?
Guards at the front gate?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to walk up, somewhere within spitting distance.
They draw steel as soon as they see you and rap on the door.
I'm going to just pull out an axe and slide my last hand axe on the ground towards them.
Okay.
At which point then I'm going to tug off my clothes and just sort of brace myself in kind of like a ready pose. Feet shoulder width apart, legs a little bit bent, arms up in front of me. And then I am going to use my inspiration to deliver a dance. And I am going to dance the Jagged Tusks Challenge To them, I'm going to use my perform dance skill, and I am going to do a haka on the city street as loudly as I can. I am pounding my chest, I am stomping my feet, I am pulling utterly angry faces at them, sticking out my tongue and blowing up my cheeks and making myself look as big as I can as I'm stomping around and waving my arms. At one point, I might even do a forward flip. As long as the dice gods are kind to me, here comes the roll.
That's with advantage because I'm going to use my performance or my persuasion, which both are proficiencies, to enhance that act.
Thank goodness for advantage. You deliver this amazing challenge, and by the time you finish, there are more guards in the windows with bows, and they're all watching curiously, not really sure what's going on, but they're impressed by your dancing ability and musical accompaniment.
At which point I'm just going to point at the house, cock my head a little bit, and announce, "Wait for the jagged tusk." And then I'll gather up my clothes and calmly walk back to Ysmyr's cottage.
And all the while I'm like, you can take a time to put them back on.
No, it'll ruin the effect.
Once you're out of their sight, damn it.
Yeah, okay, sure. I get dressed and we head back to bed.
Okay. By the time you get back, it's extremely late at night.
Oh, and while we're walking back, I kind of shyly look up, smile at him, and give him a high five.
I return the high five, of course.
Is
Wow.
it right if Ysmyr's standing there like an angry mom when they walk in?
Absolutely it is.
Yeah, that's what she's
damn.
doing.
I look sheepish as hell, and I say, now, nothing went untoward. Everything's fine. I know you're disappointed in us, but let us all just go to bed because nothing was done that caused damage.
I don't believe you.
But why would I lie to you, Ysmyr?
Because this excursion required sneak out. Maybe the town guard didn't follow you back, but I am to assume that whatever happened tonight is going to cause us a lot of pain in the future.
Not at all, war leader. After all, who ever heard of dance causing anyone pain? And I'll smile sweetly.
It actually was a lovely performance.
Just go upstairs.
Good night, and thank you, War Leader.
Oh, you're not forgiven.
Oh, I know, but thank you for not making it worse than you could.
Oh, she doesn't
Worse?
answer that.
We're at the threshold of hell.
I've never had much sense when it comes to talking to pissed off women.
Tempus,
Yes, war leader?
what did you do?
I delivered an axe, which in the jagged tusks culture is a delivery of intentions. I challenged them with all my pride and all my honor. And then I danced a dance at the threshold of their house to let them know that I have no fear, and that should they challenge me or my warband, that they are challenging death and dishonor itself. And then I turned around and walked home.
You forgot the point where you put your clothes back on.
Well, I mean, I assume that she can see the results of that because I did get dressed.
So this challenge, what would it entail if accepted?
Oh, we're at war now. So any chance I have to spite them, I will take. I will assume the same from them. And it only ends when either I am dead or Yaereene is sitting atop her family's house with her parents bowed in submission at her feet.
As kind as that action is, Yaereene, you probably just made things 10 times worse for her as well.
Not at all, because now she has me at her side, and we will win, and we will die. There is no middle ground. We will either have glory, or we will have more glory.
And what if Yaereene doesn't want to die? What if being disowned from her family becomes the best thing ever for her? In there, she was probably a doll, someone they paraded around and showed off as a pretty little thing just for status. at least here, she has a chance to be her.
Yes, and that's why we're going to help her beat her parents. And win.
By the way, Yaereene passed out much earlier in the night, so she doesn't even know that everybody left. If you wake her up for guard duty, she will do that, though.
Nah, Tempus got it.
Don't act so rashly without discussing it. I'm worried that what you do or did or whatever is going... You do things because you feel is right, but you still don't know what the consequences of your actions will be.
That is true, but honor is universal, and I will never act in a way that I think is wrong.
Honor doesn't operate the same way in the human world.
Miri's muttering in her sleep.
And what makes you think that we're in the human world right now? Because as far as Tempus is concerned, you're in his world now.
Honor's different to everyone, Tempus. Just keep that in mind. You should go to bed. I'm on.
I will stay up with you, War Leader, and keep you company.
No, I don't feel like... Go to bed.
As you like. And, I'll just go a little ways away and sit down quietly and go to sleep.
Ysmyr, quick question. Do you have separate rooms for everybody to sleep in?
She probably has her room, and I'm going to assume at least one extra. So, like, if the girls wanted to camp in one and the guys wanted another, they could take it. I'm assuming a small cottage, not a huge...
Yeah.
Miri probably elected to bed down with Yaereene.
Okay. So, what is our night watch order? Obviously, Ysmyr is taking first watch.
How about Ysmyr, Tempus, Yaereene, and Miri, Tiara, if that suits everybody for purposes of resting and spell slots?
Miri will take dawn watch.
Okay, so Ysmyr, Tempus, Yaereene, Richter, Tiara, and then Miri.
Okay. Right. I'm just looking at this order and thinking about how events are going to unfold. Yaereene, you're on watch when there's a knock at the door.
It's not my door. Did
No.
Ysmyr tell me what to do if somebody knocked?
Probably not.
Do they keep knocking?
They wait a moment, and then there is a slightly louder knock.
Okay, she'll go to the door and try and quietly call through the door. Who's there?
This is Chief Coldson. I'm here to arrest a naked orc.
I don't have any naked orcs.
Could you open the door for me, please? I've got some guards out here who apparently say otherwise.
Could you come back in the morning? I'm not supposed to open the door at night.
I'm afraid there was a disturbance, and there's in the nobles district tonight, and there.
She breaks down sobbing. He doesn't even get to finish his sentence. And he can hear through the door if he's been able to hear her so far.
Yeah, he definitely hears you crying. He's like, listen, can you just open the door, please?
I'm not supposed to! Through sobs.
Well, we'll have to break down the door then if you don't open it.
Can you hold on while I go ask?
Sure, I guess.
Who's the most recent person awake?
Tempus.
That would be me.
She goes to ask Tempus.
Okay, and what does she tell me?
They're knocking at the door looking for a naked orc, but I don't have any naked orcs, but they're going to break the door down.
Okay, Tempus is going to nod and is going to grab you by the shoulders, and he's going to say, this is not unexpected. It is the first feint in our war.
I have what war?
Your parents are attempting to send a scouting party to test our strength, but it's okay. I've done this sort of thing before. The important thing here is that we must fight another day. So, go and wake Ysmyr. She will know exactly what to do. I am going to take the fight to the enemy. And
can you wait till we talk to Ysmyr?
Nope, no time to wait.
We don't remember when we go separately, it all goes badly. And it's been a bad enough day.
You'll find me on the path on the way towards the temple just outside the city. Be brave for me, Yaereene. Remember, and I'm going to give her another slap on the shoulder. You're a jagged tusk now, and we know no fear. At which point, I'm going to, without any more hesitation, just grab my pack, grab my weapons, straighten myself a little bit, and then I'm going to take a flying leap through the window out the back.
She's confused, but she
Is
goes
this
and wakes
enough
Ysmyr.
noise to wake up Miri?
Well, you're sleeping in the same room as Ysmyr, so I'm sure you wake up when I wake up Ysmyr, because she's crying still. It's not quiet anymore.
Oh boy.
So it's not yet dawn.
Tempus, no. Tempus, did you open the window before you jumped out, or did you just shatter your way through?
What do you think? Really, what do you think?
I think you just shattered Ysmyr's window.
Damn right I did.
How much damage did that deal?
Tempus, from shattered glass and the fall from the second story, you take 12 points of damage.
I don't care. I'm up and running for the city gates.
And I bet. Which gates are that? The north ones or the east ones?
Heading to the north ones. My plan is, as I told Yaereene, to meet the party just outside the city gates once they start walking the path to the temple. So that's where I'm heading.
Okay.
We're not going to the temple.
Excuse me, not the temple, but the lake.
Right. So you start running in that direction, and you run past a group of guards standing at Ysmyr's door, and they look at you, watching you run, and say, and the chief says, I think that's him. Better get him. And the chase is on. In the house, Kichara, you wake up to the sound of shattered glass, and Yaereene is standing in your room, and yeah.
This guy at the door that wants naked orc and Tempus just left. Supposed to wake Ysmyr. Bye.
Okay, so I tell Yaereene, yeah, you talk to Ysmyr. I'm going out to take care of them. I go outside the door. I take a look. Do I see the guardsman?
You're looking out the front door?
I walked out the front door and I'm looking all around.
You see the captain of the guard there, but no other guards.
Oh, damn. Okay. You, what the hell are you doing here?
We got a report of a disturbance from a
You're
noble...
talking too slow. I turn around and I head towards the back where I heard the smashed window.
Okay.
Do I see anybody else now?
Nope.
Everybody has fled beyond my vision with dark vision 60 feet.
Yep.
I sigh and I keep heading out past the smashed window to the north.
Okay.
And I ready an action of casting a spell.
What spell and what's triggering the ready action?
If I get to see a large group of guardsmen, I'm going to throw sleep on them.
Okay. You don't see anybody. They're just gone. Ysmyr, Yaereene comes to wake you up.
Okay. What?
There was a knock, and they wanted a naked orc, and Tempus left out the window, and
Slower,
should we open the door?
Slower. Breathe. What?
Huh?
There was a knock at the door. Should we open the door?
What?
They want a naked orc, but we don't have any.
Tempus. They're probably after Tempus. What did he do?
He's got clothes on now.
He does now.
He said something about a war, and I'm an orc now.
What?
But I don't know what that means.
Tempus and Kityura took it upon themselves to sneak out and express their displeasure at your parents. And clearly that...
Oh, no.
My parents would be mad about that.
Yep.
And so, of course, now they've sent the city guard and...
So you said he jumped out window?
Yeah, it's broken. Sorry.
Well, that's hardly your fault. Miri gets up and starts gathering things and preparing for the day.
Okay. And Ysmyr is clearly just trying not to explode right now, so you all know. Because it's not Yareene's fault.
Should we open the door?
Are they?
I don't know. I came to wake you up.
I'll go then. So now Ysmyr gets up and goes downstairs.
Miri opens the window and sticks her head out.
And Ysmyr's, I guess, to check the door.
Yep. Your boss, Chief Bran Coldson, is standing out there looking bewildered.
I have no idea what just happened.
Me neither.
Why? Okay. At the beginning, why are you here?
Well, there's a disturbance up in the Nobles district tonight. Something about a naked orc threatening a noble family, and so they're out for blood. And I talked them down, and we offered to come and arrest the orc and throw him in jail for a while. And I think he came here to your house and jumped out a window maybe and ran away. I got other guards running after him, so hopefully they catch him soon.
Well, if he was here, he's long gone now. I think I know who they're talking about. So maybe, how about this? What if I make sure this individual's not in the city first instead? It's off your hands, and he's dealt with for a little while at least. Should make the nobles happy.
I think the nobles would be happy if he was dead and not threatening them anymore, honestly. But
he didn't kill them or anything.
Well, he certainly threatened to, by the sounds of it. He left a weapon at their door or something, and I don't know. Yeah, if you could take care of things, it would be great. And if you take care of this, we'll talk about a promotion for you, okay?
Sure, sounds good.
Thanks, Ysmyr. I'm going back to the barracks now.
Yeah, and if your guards show up empty-handed, let them know I got it handled. It's fine.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Diligent.
And off he goes.
And Ysmyr is just going to close the door and find a wall or something that she could just punch and let out some anger.
Sounds fair.
Yaereene scurries off to another room.
You take 2 points of damage from punching a wall really hard, but it still feels good.
All right. How imminently do we need to get going? I can probably patch that up.
Tempus, can you roll me an athletics check, please?
I am using my last rage of the day to roll it at advantage.
Okay. So you're gunning it down the streets, trying to make it to the north gate, and you can hear the guards managing not only to keep up with you, but they're gaining ground. They're on your heels, and one of them's ringing a bell in his hand, alerting other people to what's going on. You can make another athletics check if you want to continue running.
Am I allowed to continue rolling an advantage, or is my rage expended because I haven't been attacked?
I'm going to let this carry on for.
Thank you.
I'm still too far behind to interfere in this.
Make an athletics check for me, Keichira. Yeah, you're still pretty groggy, and despite all the craziness that's going on, you can hear a bell from the city guard ringing in the distance, so you at least know which direction to go. But you're not at your best.
Okay.
Tempus, the guards catch up to you.
Why have they decided to be competent now?
Apparently, this is what they do.
They chase formerly naked orcs around the city.
Well, they chase bad guys, like people breaking the law. It's probably about the only thing they're good at. You point them in a direction and say, "Get that guy," and they get that guy. So they tackle you, and you can have your rage for the opposed grapple check. All right, they tackle you to the ground and tie you up. And you are effectively captured by the town guard.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Keichira, you catch up, huffing and puffing, and find Tempus on the ground, hogtied by the town guard. Oh, good.
I'm going to cast sleep centered on the guards. I know I'm going to send Tempus into a nap as well.
Not if they run out of hit points first.
That's what I'm hoping. Okay, so... Oh, that's a suck-ass roll. Only 18.
One of the guards falls asleep. The other three look at you, look at the suddenly sleeping guard, look at you, and say, "Halt! You're coming in too for attacking a guard."
You silly nits, you shouldn't be here in the first place.
Can I try to break my bonds?
Yes. And so, Keitira, you're running away from the guards now too?
Oh, hell no. I thought I was at least 20 or 30 feet distant.
Yeah.
I backed up after I see my failed sleep 'em all attempt, and wait for Tiara, myself and Tempus to deal with the three that are left because it's only three, man. We'll do it.
Okay. Tempus, you can try to break your bonds. Give me a strength save, and you're no longer raged. All right. So the three guards have their back to you, about to engage Keitira, and you snap the ropes.
Okay, at that point, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to try my hand at deception. I'm going to yell to myself, "Look! It's the masked elf, chosen enemy of Tempus. I'll get you later after I deal with these." And then I'm going to turn around and continue running after my deception attempt. Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're just looking in confusion like, what the hell was that? And two of them are going to continue running after you, while the other one is going to attempt to grapple Keitira.
All right.
0 deception, honestly. Keitira, give me an opposed grapple.
So strength?
Or acrobatics. Either athletics or acrobatics, because he's attacking you.
Ouch.
All right. He tackles you to the ground. Tempus, give me an athletics check to outrun the guards. Get you again. Make an opposed grapple check. Okay, so they managed to catch up to you and like throw their arms around you, but you just toss them off.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to turn around, lead them on a quick run back to where the third guard is, because I can count. There's only 2 of them. And upon seeing him tackling Keitira, I'm going to call out, "Are you sure you should be messing with that small elf when I'm right over here?" And I don't know, do you want a persuasion, or is that just enough to get his attention?
By the time you get back there, Keitira is going to have to make another opposed roll to see if he gets tied up. So Keitira, if you want to try to oppose grapple.
Can I oppose grapple or actually cast a spell to hurt the son of a... Or can I do both?
You can attempt to cast a spell. However, he will get a reaction beforehand to attack you once he realizes that you're starting to cast a spell.
In that case, I'm going to just stick to the acrobatics and keep it non-lethal.
Okay. You are tied up. So,
Oh,
Tempus,
son of a... Trying?
Tempus, you get back just as the guard finishes up with Keitira, and you've got 3 of them now, and you're between them.
Okay.
God damn
Ysmyr's
it.
gonna love this.
I'm gonna do my best just to like turn, split the defense, keep running, and if I can draw all 3 of them, that'll give Keitira a chance to get away. And for what it's worth, I no longer am worried that the undead are easily going to destroy this town, since apparently these guards are actually somewhat competent.
They're amazing.
So yeah, you're rolling well, man. Can I give you another athletics check to split the difference and split the defense and keep running?
Yeah, please do. All right.
Yay!
They're obviously tired and confused about everything that's going on. But you do manage to start outpacing them, and one of them's got the bell out again and ringing that bell as you're running through the streets and alleys.
Bring out your dead!
Look, you filthy sods, let me go. I have nothing to do. I just want to get out of here.
Oh, there's nobody there with you now.
Oh, nobody here?
Is he hogtied in the middle of the street?
I cast knock on my ropes.
They unravel.
And I just pelt out of there back towards Ysmyr's hut.
Hey,
Just so you know, she's standing like an angry mum again.
I don't give a hit. I would rather deal with Ysmyr's disapproval than being trussed up like a turkey by the guard.
Okay. You guys.
You're not going to make it through the night.
The ladies have finished gathering their things from inside the house, and as you're leaving the house, an out-of-breath Kaetiara runs up.
And now what have you gone and done?
House is locked. Around. Start walking.
Are you going to get the mules and stuff?
The mules were with us throughout the day as we went on our mercantile adventures, so if we went to bed at Ysmyr's house, it's reasonable that we would have kept them there. But I don't know this because I'm outside of the city running.
Yeah, no, I'm just checking to see if you guys are going to take the cart with you, or if you're stabling them, or what's going on there.
I think we're taking the cart, because carrying all of that stuff would be a problem.
I immediately get into the back of the cart, draw a blanket over my head, and fall asleep.
Please hold. Your call is important to us, but there's something else going on first.
Aye?
You guys arrive at the cart to find one of the mules, Chewy, is dead.
Chewy?
And
What?
there's actually a man standing over him right now, chopping his head off, and he looks up at you as you unexpectedly approach.
Eldritch Blast.
Wait, what?
No, the bastard killed our property.
It was Chewy.
Aye, that's not decent.
Okay, Ysmyr, you can get a surprise round off with your Eldritch Blast.
Wait, we would have stabled them, like, at Ysmyr's house.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to
That's a
know where
hit.
Ysmyr lives.
You guys
It
haven't
is?
been exactly subtle about it. Yeah, you hit, and you drop him.
Dead or just down?
He's down.
All right, pin him, time up if he's not dead.
You check for a pulse, and he is dead.
Okay, she's going to search him.
Okay. You find that he has obviously a longsword on him, and also a pouch with some coins and a ratty piece of parchment with some writing on it that basically says, "Kill one of the mules and put it in Kaetiara's bed."
Oy.
Oh.
Does this man look like he might hang around with Gorold?
Yep, he looks like the type.
All right. She's going to give that note to Kaetiara and try and figure out how to clean this mess up. I get it. Which direction did the captain go?
He went back to the barracks to the west.
Do we need 2 mules for this, or can we move on?
One mule will do the job.
I know.
It still might be a good idea to get another one.
I agree with you, Miri.
It might be good to get out of town.
There'll be a lot of people looking for us. Well, not us, but me. So I'd rather just kip under a blanket in the back, but it's up to you if you want to get another mule or not.
Why are you boys so much trouble?
I'm just that kind of guy.
Not funny right now.
Both of you.
Now, Tempus does what he does because he believes in it, and I honor him for that. Us
Yes,
more
but that's
civilized
made everything very
people.
difficult, and I still need to track down Yuri.
We will worry about Yuri later, Miri. There's a ton of other problems.
I'm afraid Ysmyr, the war leader, is right.
Do we go get another mule now?
No one is open.
No, I suppose not.
But now I have a dead body in my backyard.
Yes, fertilizer. Let's get the hell out of town.
Not just the mule, there's a dead person here.
Fertilizer.
Katira!
And my window is broken. And my boss was at our door
that's an
looking
issue.
for Tempus. Your guildness is not making this better, Kitiara.
What? But I didn't go through the window. I really think you're being a little harsh on me here now.
You keep talking.
Okay.
We should probably at least report to the guard about this. Miri gestures at the mess.
I'll just wait outside of town if you don't mind.
Sure. Do you know where Tempus went?
All I know is he said he'd go north and he'd meet up with us.
Fine. Then go find him. We will report this, and then I guess I have to do my job and track Tempus down.
Does that mean you have to track me down because I'm an orc now?
No.
What? How are you
Oh, good. I don't know.
Okay, I am heading north, paranoid as because I know Gord wants me dead, and everybody around me is a potential assassin.
Ain't life grand?
You're just enjoying this way too much.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Kachara, give me a stealth check, I guess, if you're going carefully out of town. Oh yeah, no problem.
Booyah!
You are so paranoid and sneaky that you managed to make it out the gate without running into any of the guards that you saw. Tempus, you also managed to outrun the guards, and so you get out there before Kachara. And where are you going to wait for them?
Just like I told Yaereene, I'm going to be, an hour or two out of town. I'll maybe find some bushes to hole up in, or, maybe find like a nice pile of snow I can dig myself into like a bear waiting for spring. And just, sit to myself and have a good hard think about what happened and try to come to terms with how Tempus feels about it.
Sounds good. Ladies, you report what happened to the town guard. We won't go through all that. They say that they will investigate the scene of the crime and whatnot. But given that it's Ysmyr reporting it, they're sure that everything that was done was legal, and they'll defend their own. Kichara, you get out of town, and as you're sneaking away, give me a perception check. You're creeping out of town. You see the tracks that Tempus left heading north, and you also see some figures approaching the city in the dark of night.
I see figures approaching?
Yes, and given your perception was so great, you can see that they're kind of shuffling and appear tired and battle-worn.
Okay, since I still have the same stealth, I use that as I move up to get a better view to discern. Are these zombies? Or are they actually beaten down, hurt townsguard?
Neither. They're orcs.
Okay, I'm taking a chance here. Oi, Tuskar, you looking for Tempus?
One of the orcs looks up tiredly and says, "Yes. Has he ensured us a home?"
The home is not insured, but I can lead you to him. Would you join me and follow to find Tempus?
Indeed. And he turns his back and waves to the others, and you can see that there are hundreds of orcs moving through the woods, and he speaks to them in Orcish briefly, and they start to set up camp.
I know Orcish.
Okay, so he tells them that they need to stay outside of the city for now, and someone needs to go and find Tempus and tell him what has befallen the tribe.
I will take whoever you take to grant me and be my companion as we set off to meet up with Tempus, my blood brother. And then I start heading off north to the place Tempus described to you.
Okay, an orc volunteers. She comes forward and says that her name is Harris the Strong, and she needs to speak with Tempus as soon as possible.
I fist bump her, bow to her, and say, "Follow me then. We're off to see Tempus."
Okay. Ladies, you have reported the crime. I assume you're leaving town as well?
Provided nothing else happens, yes.
Thankfully, nothing else happens. And you leave town to find orcs camped there, and there are tracks heading to the north. Yeah, so basically where we're leaving off, Tempus is in hiding. Kaitiera, you're about halfway there with his mother, and the three ladies are just leaving the city now.
Okay, so Ysmyr, I know that I've maybe been just a little bit of a Dickens, but I just hope you're not going to yell at me in front of my character's mom.
It's happening. It's happening.
This is happening.
Oh dear.
It could be so good.
And I have a whole month to think about what she's going to say.
Yes. Oh yes.
So good.